If you live outside of the United Kingdom, you may have never heard of this man, but I can assure you his impact on British politics is unforgettable. Today, we delve into the rise of this historic leader. So who is William Pitt the Younger? William Pitt the Younger was born on May 28, 1759, in the Kentish village of Hayes. Pitt was born into a very prominent political family. His mother is Hester Grenville, who is the sister of former Prime Minister George Grenville, and his father is William Pitt the Elder, who is also Prime Minister. Pitt was educated at home because of his poor health, and his father did not like public schools. In 1773, at age 14, William enrolled at Pembroke College. While attending Cambridge, he met William Wilberforce, who would later become a lifelong friend and a political ally. Due to Pitt's continuous poor health in 1776, he utilized a privilege only available to the sons of noblemen. This privilege allowed Pitt to graduate early without taking final exams. Pitt's father died shortly after in 1778, with his father leaving him a small inheritance. In 1780, Pitt was called to the bar and joined the Western Assize Circuit. In September of 1780, he lost the election to Parliament for Cambridge University, mostly because of his youth. But 4 months later, after he secured the patronage of James Lowther, he was given the Parliament seat in Appleby, and he assumed office in January 1781. Pitt accepted this seat on the condition that he would resign if his views or his patrons' views change. As a member of Parliament, Pitt initially aligned himself with the Whigs, including Charles James Fox. Pitt condemned the continuation of the American Revolution, and instead proposed that Prime Minister Frederick North should negotiate peace terms with the colonies. Pitt also supported parliamentary reform efforts, like motions that checked electoral corruption. In 1782, it became clear that a new ministry would be formed soon. To the surprise of many people, Pitt refused the subordinate position of Vice Treasurer of Ireland in the new ministry. The new Prime Minister filled his cabinet with Whigs, which became problematic when he died 3 months after getting power. His replacement was William Pitt, who was also a Whig. But many people in the previous ministry did not want to be a part of Lord Shelburne's new ministry. However, William did not have a problem with him, and so Lord Shelburne accepted Pitt into his government and appointed him to Chancellor of the Exchequer. This decision began a lifelong political rivalry between Fox and Pitt. Fox then joined a coalition with Lord North to take down the Shelburne ministry. The coalition was successful and led to Lord Shelburne's resignation in 1783. But King George III did not want to give the ministry to the coalition because he hated Fox. So, instead, he offered the position to Pitt, but William declined, knowing that he would not have majority support in the House of Commons. So the king had no choice but to commission the Fox and North coalition. The coalition ousted Pitt from his position as Chancellor of the Exchequer and installed William Cavendish Bentinck as Prime Minister. Pitt, now a member of the opposition, reintroduced parliamentary reform in efforts to embarrass the coalition. Pitt did not propose the expansion of electoral franchise, but rather recommended measures to prevent bribery. Although his resolutions failed, many reformers in Parliament looked to Pitt as their leader instead of Fox. In December of 1783, Fox's East India Bill was defeated in the House of Lords. King George III then dismissed the coalition and asked Pitt to form a new government. This made Pitt Great Britain's youngest prime minister ever at the ripe age of 24. Pitt tried to include Fox and his friends in the new ministry, but Fox rejected the offer because Lord North would be excluded. This immediately put Pitt's ministry on the defense, and by January of 1784, Pitt's ministry was defeated with a motion of no confidence. But Pitt refused to resign as prime minister, and King George III was ready to abdicate the throne to avoid surrendering to the Fox-North coalition. Pitt hung on, and slowly the coalition's majority in Parliament began to fall. This happened because the Parliament members feared they would lose their seats in the general election. I'm going to have to end the video here for the sake of time, but there will be a part 2 discussing the remainder of Pitt's political career. If it's already released by the time you're watching this, you should see a link now. But if not, make sure you subscribe anyway and turn on notifications to get an alert when part 2 comes out. Also, if you haven't already, feel free to follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description. And with all that said, I hope to see you in the next chapter.